SaitaRealty's latest and greatest. Today we're going to talk about what it takes to become a millionaire holding SRLTY tokens. We'll do some price prediction and technical analysis at the end of the video. Welcome back, Moneybags Rico. Let's go ahead and start off with what the SaitaRealty DAO is all about. So the future of real estate is tokenized. We exist to develop a sustainable ecosystem with the potential to change the way people invest in real estate through tokenization and decentralization. So this is pretty epic, and I think we're those who are involved in crypto know that this is something that's going to come regardless. So Saitama being ahead of the curve, this is pretty bullish if you ask me, right? Not financial advice. Do your own due diligence, but when you guys see the chart, you're going to love it. But let's start off with the Saitama token. The mother token in our ecosystem, Saitama, is needed to buy meta property NFTs on fang.art. We'll do a separate video on the NFTs to play Saita City further down the road with the development of our proprietary blockchain where the DAO and its technology will run in the future. Saitama will be the native token used to sign transactions. Both use cases help burn Saitama tokens and constantly reduce its supply, making it more scarce, giving it that higher price floor, right? Next, we have the DAO. The SaitaRealty DAO will launch a real estate DApp where users can find real estate or find real world real estate properties available for shared acquisitions. They can vote on a DAO proposal and manage their portfolios, claiming their earnings in SRLTY tokens, the ones we're going to do a price prediction at the end of the video. You're not going to want to miss. If you're part of the Saitama community, smash the like button, subscribe for more videos, and also leave some bullish comments down below. Let's continue right here. We got the DApp will be integrated to epay.me, making it easier to invest and claim earnings using a credit card. That is that interoperability. That's going to help, the normies come over, and it's just going to help us spread the word of cryptocurrency altogether. Next, we have the governance token. The governance token will give voting rights in the SaitaRealty DAO. These tokens can't be traded. They will be awarded to users according to their engagement inside a city. So keep that in mind. And to realtors who purchase quotas in shared properties listed at the SaitaRealty DApp. Voting will help the DAO to choose which projects to invest into and determine matters such as profit, which is something that we're always going to want to talk about and make sure that we got a grip on that, right? This is pretty bullish right here. Saita Chain. I haven't heard too many people talking about this. We're going to bring it up on the channel. Like I said, subscribe. We're going to keep going into a deeper dive into Saitama because they have a lot of utilities. So let's go ahead and start off with Saita Chain. It's a future proprietary blockchain in the Saitama ecosystem. The goal of SaitaRealty DAO is to create a standard framework for the global real estate market on the blockchain, right? That's very smart. It's going to happen regardless. And this will be one of the applications of Saita Chain. Transactions will be made faster, lighter, and more secure, eliminating costs and bureaucracy, okay? That is pretty bullish if you ask me. Next, we got the SaitaRealty token, that SRLTY token. So the SRLTY token is the building block of the DAO. In order to have meta land granted in the Saita City metaverse, users will have to stake their SRLTY tokens. This means that the more the community expands the Saita City, the more the SRLTY token becomes stable and stronger, right? Because it's almost in a way out of circulation. In addition to that, the spread of real estate properties shared will be used for SRLTY tokens, buybacks, for distributions and shareholders. So, giving back to the community for sure. That's always going to be some bullish news right there. Now, next is the Saita City. So Saita City will be a real estate market simulator in the metaverse. Players will be able to build and trade meta properties that can earn them profits, badges, and DAO governance tokens. The continued expansion of Saita City will enable the DAO to develop and acquire more assets in the real world to be shared by the members. And, that's just engagement right there overall, bringing the community together. Like I said, we'll do a separate video on this, but just to give you a little bit, users will be able to choose over hundreds of 3D models of houses, buildings, and props that can be placed or granted in the metaland. Okay, so these NFTs are going to be very important. We have the ecosystem that you guys can come check out, zoom in on this, see what's going on, do your due diligence, of course, and we basically covered this. So let's go to what it takes to be a millionaire with the SRLTY token, right? We got something pretty cool right here. Make sure you guys come over here, give SaitaRealty a follow at SaitaRealty. Pretty simple. Next, we have this graph right here. Big shout out to the community member that put this out. Let's make sure we give them a good shout out. We got Saitama Universe. Big shout out to them coming up with this. So you guys can put this together. I'll have these official links down below, but we can see, if you put in 500, the price got to 66 cents, you're a millionaire. Right? If you put in $1,000 at the price of 33 cents, 1.1 million. So it gives you this idea, and kind of being realistic with yourself on some of the upside potential that you could have with SRLTY tokens. Now let's get to these price prediction technical analysis. It's pretty epic. Obviously, we're bouncing back a little bit from all-time high, but I do see us making a support right now, and this is where people would want to get in where you fit in, right? That's what they say. So let's go ahead and scoot this over. Had an amazing run up. Congratulations to all those who are eating off of this. We're on the 4-hour chart. Let's go ahead and get our horizontal line and start off right here, right? Remember, prior resistance becomes future support. They're always not going to be perfect on crypto charts. The wicks might break out a little bit higher. They might break a little bit down to the downside, but just keep in mind that prior resistance, right? There was this resistance right here. Boop. Doesn't matter what token you're looking at, what stock you're looking at, what crypto, whatever it might be, later becomes future support. And if it does not become future support, we'll talk about where that can head to, right? So we got it showing itself to be future support right here, where that exact resistance was at before. And now we got this uptrend happening right here. Now we do got the SAR dots on the top. We have the MACD. It is losing selling pressure because we got a light red candle. We're going to want to see some volume, but this could be that area, that price of 1 cent. And if you kind of put it together, it makes a lot of sense. Those who are following the channel, if you're not, make sure you subscribe, because these psychological barriers, when we erase a zero, that dollar mark, $1.50, $2, it could be 100, 150, 200. These are those psychological barriers. So right now we're dancing on the line of erasing that zero, which is at 1037, give or take right there. So that's that psychological barrier. That all-time high was at 16. Let's go ahead and get that horizontal line up. So about 16, 17. Now, if we somehow continue to consolidate and we lose that support, I will always be honest with you guys right here. This will be that next area, but Saitama has a big community. They're pushing really hard. Things are looking good. And when you got a chart that looks like this on the Saitama token and on the SRLTY token, this is bullish and it's going to cause some well-granted FOMO, right? So we see this right here. Like I said, it's not always going to be picture perfect, but we see a little tap and then coming back down, breaking up, and then making a small support right there. So that same idea basically happening with that little support right there. But essentially that prior resistance, future support thing is pretty solid. It works a lot. So we got these zones to keep an eye on, right? Ooh, same thing right here. We see it once again, right? Just want to show you guys some examples before we continue. There goes that prior resistance. Basically happening right there. And then very slightly, but still doing it, future support, right? That's happening right there. Not because I got a crystal ball and we're looking into it, not because I'm smarter than anybody else. It's just a pattern that I continuously see in these charts, and they happen time and time again. So now what we're going to do next is start to layer the chart. And what I mean by that is, breaking down the time frame, seeing where we're at, and seeing if we can get this MACD to look bullish, and also these SAR dots to be on the bottom, meaning that the trend has reversed, right? So now we're going to go down to the hour chart. We can see that we still got some selling pressure. We do got less selling pressure on the MACD because the candles are light red and not dark red. Going down to the 30-minute chart, we can see the MACD starting to get in our favor. We got that support that we talked about. Let's take it off of auto. Scoot this up. So there goes that support that we talked about right here, where it showed us in the past also as well, that same area, give or take. And we can see that the SAR dots are on the bottom. We can see that the blue line is about to cross the orange one. We see a small green candle on the MACD. It is solid, meaning that there is buying pressure. We need to see some more volume, but when you start to layer the chart, it kind of gives you a glimpse of, where to get in basically. And of course, none of this is financial advice. Do your own research, do your due diligence, but kind of put these things together because they could be pretty lucrative, right? We see that buying pressure, dark green candles. We just need to see more volume take off. And I honestly could see Saitama and also the SRLTY token, SaitaRealty, going towards those all-time highs. And with a graph like this, charts looking good, community's pumped, things going well. We had some of the members from Saitama on the podcast. It was pretty epic. If you missed that video, go check it out under my live streams. You guys can see what we talked about there. And I'm going to cover all those topics that we talked about little by little, all the things that Saitama is bringing to the table. But this is a pretty cool graph. If you guys can share this, get this out. Same thing with this video, share it on all social media platforms. And if you guys can't do that, continue to come back and experience the abundance of money with me. Until next time, you guys know what it is.